Okay guys, today is going to be the review of the Hoover Wind Tunnel V2, which is this one. This one is here because this is kind of like a newer Hoover, and this is kind of Hoover's newer premium thing, and this was kind of Hoover's like woo thing back in the day. But yeah, so this is a Hoover Max Performance Pet with Wind Tunnel 3 technology. And this is a Hoover Wind Tunnel V2 with Wind Tunnel V2 technology. But yeah. So this is kind of going to be a review for both of these, but more or less this V2. This one will have its own separate review in the future. But yeah. So starting out with the bottom, you've got your Wind Tunnel V2 branding, and then your headlight is like kind of incorporated into the base, which I like, because it's going to shine on your floor better than this, which this has just the normal light right here, and a lot of newer Hoovers don't even have a light. This is one of the only Hoovers that you can still really find in terms of the bagless ones that still has the headlight. Obviously, you've got your height adjustment right here. You got high, medium, low, so that's 3 height adjustments, and it's very hard to do. Always store it in the highest setting so that your bristles aren't smushing on the ground. Same with this one. Because for some reason with these Hoovers, or this one, it doesn't really have an excuse, but this one, the way they have to design the base in a way to make it so that this shuts off when you recline it, and to have this, it's just designed in a way where if you have it on a lower setting, it just completely slams to the ground. But that one's very easy to just slam into the highest setting before you store it. But yeah. So obviously this one's got 7 height adjustments, 6 not including hard floor. You can see this one is very easy to do, unlike this one. Let's see here. Bins, when it comes to the bins, this one has twin chamber technology, which is actually not as bad as people make it out to be. Any horribly fine dust goes through that net, then it goes into your filter, and you spin this little doohickey, and that basically shakes all the dust to the bottom. Now, that dust will start piling up down here, and it'll just keep raising, but I've still had plenty of suction and airflow with dust clear up to here, so I don't know. But yeah, and then you've got a nice heavy-duty rubber seal right here, so it actually makes a very nice seal with right there. I've never had any dust leak out into this. Pop the cover off. You can see how that part of it works. These two little pointer things go into these two little halves. You can see how this twin chamber thing fits in here. Now, to pull this out, say you need to replace your filter or wash it, just pops right out. And then you can also wash this net. There's a little rubber thing that it rubs up against when you spin it to clean it off. Sorry about my feet. This may look like very annoying, but it's really not if you don't let your vacuum get that nasty. Yeah, sorry about the itching sound. My foot's just randomly itchy. It hasn't been all day. And then it obviously just slides right down into these little grooves. And then it's also got a very nice rubber seal that flicks right into that little hole down there. And sometimes you really got to make sure that you line those properly, like your 2 little channels. And then also this cover, you got to make sure you put it on a certain way so that this piece actually works. Like right now it's not installed properly. There we go. Just show you an idea. Here's the bin on a newer Hoover, which is this is basically what you see on almost every vacuum these days. Now, this is one of the only Hoovers with this 2-piece bin design. I'm not going to show you how this all comes apart. Basically, you can wash this all out. Well, you know what? I will show you, just to show that these were actually very simple and easy. So you take out this, pull that out. And obviously you got this piece. It doesn't really come down any further than that unless you take screws out. And right here, push. And then you got your filter in here, which this filter captures more than this does. And then you can see in there. So this just seals in there. Nice foam seal that compresses around here. You can see I have this, it still has that white powder on it from that they put on there so that your seals don't stick together in the box while it's sitting in a box at a store, because this vacuum is not even been used yet. Although I think this was a refurbished one. I'll kind of show you that maybe in the video, or you gotta just find out. Here's the bin. Obviously this has never been used, so it's nice and clear still. They didn't really seat this sticker on there that nicely, but yeah, and then you just push. See, it's just a plastic tab that it pushes up against as the spring. Very nice rubber seal here, and then a very nice rubber seal on the outside. And then just sits right back on in there. But that is still a little bit more complicated for the average consumer than just turn that thing, and once the dust starts piling up around this twin chamber system, take it out completely and tap it out in the trash can. Both of them are kind of messy, honestly. That just clicks in. It just slides in. This one got that. This one's got nice seal right there. No seal there. It's on the bin. It's a foam seal. Hoover does that for a reason. I forgot why, but it actually is a very valuable reason. I remember it being a good reason. I just can't remember what the reason was, if that makes any sense. But it was a good enough reason for me to kind of sort of remember that it was a good enough reason. But it's got a very nice, heavy duty rubber seal here, which you can actually take out and replace, and you can still find these on Hoover's website, which is nice. And then also this seal right here, which you can also take out in place, still be able to can still find it. Whew, my bad. Also a very nice heavy duty rubber seal, and it just slides in here. You can even see if your dust starts piling up in this filter. Honestly, if you end up not being able to see it, like if it just is full of dust through here and it's clearly like up to here, that's when it's time to empty it. But yeah. Now we'll show HEPA filters. The pedal for this one, just pull back right there. This one is just like all newer Hoovers right there. Oh, here's a reason that I think this might have been a refurbished model. This is all super scratched up in here. Might be able to get rid of those though. And it's just got a lot of random scuffs all over the hood that you can't really see on camera. But yeah, so HEPA filters. This one you don't even have to recline it. I'm just kind of doing that to make it symmetrical. Pull tabs. This one has a nice rubber seal right here. Although these are known for kind of some, if the seal is not clean, it will start to leak. So keep that in mind. But yeah, and then this is a odor eliminator carbon pad, and it catches your carbon. Yeah, these, when they're brand new, they're not easy that. Okay, and then you got mesh, and then paper underneath that. Just this big sandwich of paper, and then another layer of mesh. Or wait, no. There is no. Okay, usually it's this, mesh, paper, mesh. But this one doesn't have mesh on both sides. Okay, so never mind. But this is a very good HEPA filter. Down in there, that's kind of how that looks. Slide in. And this one, you push forward. This one you do after recline. Push forward, that pops off. This one needs to be washed, I will admit that. Yeah, and this, you can upgrade to HEPA filters, like that paper one that was just in there. You can't upgrade to paper ones. This is just a cheap carbon one here, which isn't even activated carbon anymore because I've washed it. And once you wash them, they're not activated carbon anymore. So yeah. Now, while they're kind of in the perfect position, I'm ready to do it. Oh, look at that. There's a scratch right there too. I wasn't even aware of that one. But yeah. So this is kind of what Hoover does now. It's just a single row brushel, but these are very good brushels. Very long bristles, very stiff and dense bristles. It does have quite the big path right there, so keep that in mind. And then it does have rubberized wheels here and kind of rubbery but not wheels here, but more rubbery than not. They do feel a little bit more proper. These need to be taken off and greased, but I'm not doing that because I don't use this one. But yeah, that just spins in there. That's the brand new seals in there. We're just rubbing on the brush roll, which is a good thing. That means the seals are still good. But yeah. And then if you go over to this one, now this is a very good example of one of these. This one is not the best example of one of these. But yeah, so right here, you've got the V2 technology, 2 rows of brushes, and then your 2 ducts of air, which the air also comes up around there. It also comes up in there, which is good for hard floor cleaning, because you can see how it works. If you can kind of see, that's 2 pieces, and the air can go down through there, and then it also, so basically, it comes up, it comes through here, and then it also curves around this piece. It goes up around it, and then up through here and into there. It's kind of confusing, but if I ever do like a mess test with this, you'll see how it works. But yeah, but all the threads for this are cracked and silicone adhesive all over the place to try to hold it together. These 2 brushes over here, the teeth, or that's like a hex thing that goes onto the metal axles that stick out of each gear. And in these brush holes, those are all like rounded out, so I had to use glue to hold them on, but it works. One of the gears also had to be fixed recently. In the process of doing that, I broke the gear case, so this gear case is electrical tape mostly right now. So yeah, and I'm not buying a new one. If I feel the urge to put money into this, I'm just gonna contact Bray's Vax and see if he still has that V2, because that he's offering to sell. And he has the green one, which is the one I actually like. I think this red's kind of ugly, but yeah. So that was the bottoms of them. Neither of them have squeegees, but they both do have on-off brush roll switches right here. This one has 2 motors. There is a separate motor right underneath here. Which if I didn't have a bunch of sticky foam in there to try and help the rattling that this has, which it does help, but there is a motor right underneath here that you wouldn't normally be able to see if I didn't have all that sticky foam. But yeah, there's a motor right here. You can see it bendy over here, not bendy over here. So yeah, there's a motor right here. Light bulb, just wires around. Then there's a bunch of wires underneath here to make this switch, and then there's another safety switch going to here to shut the brushes off when it's in the upright position. That's all fucked up. It doesn't work anymore. But yeah, so right now my brushes are off because, like I said, my switch doesn't work anymore, so the brushes will stay going when it's in the upright position, which is not good. Because this slams all the way down to the ground, like I was talking about earlier, so yeah. But normally, if you have these in the upright position, the brush holes will shut off. You can see mine's got the Hoover lean. But yeah, so if you want them on, do that. And if you want to do hard floors, normally for me, off is so that I can use the hose without damaging something. But yeah, so off for hard floors, on for carpet, and then it has a feature, which I've also tested on my own time, because you don't have to do everything on camera. and it wasn't even on purpose. I was actually vacuuming the house and it happened, but I vacuumed up a shoelace and it locked up the motor computer thing, and it just kind of, you know, clearly has a sensor in there or something, and made this reset button pop up, and this light turn red, made this switch turn red, and then the brush will just stop spinning, and then this reset button pops up, and then you just push it down, and then it resets it, get your tangle out, and yeah. This does not have that, so, but it does have a more mechanical, just simple, chances are it's not going to break, on-off brush roll thing. But, I say chances are it's not going to break, but I have a blue Hoover Whole House 2, where that is the one thing that has broken on that vacuum, which I never even used it that much. I never did hard floors with that vacuum. Like, maybe a few times a month I did hard floors with that vacuum. And one day I went to use it to press it down, and it just snapped. All the places that this was held down, all the places that this hard floor system was held down underneath just broke, so there was nothing to hold on to. So now I just have that gray piece glued into the hood, and then the rest of it underneath here is gone. On that one, that blue one is just gutted on inside. And then I just have this piece, the pedal itself, glued into place so there's not a gaping hole. But yeah, anyways, these two. But yeah. So, what should we do now? I guess we could go on to the back. They both have, this V2 has, like, literally rubber wheels. Like, both are very well built rubber wheels. And these ones were just taken off to be greased. And this one would get that same treatment if it weren't for the fact that I don't feel like doing that. This one here has a 35, this one has a 30-foot cord, or is it 35? I think it's 30-foot cord. And then this one, I believe, also has a 30, but maybe 25, one of those two, 25 or 30. But yeah, you can see this one has the plated prongs. This one has the old school, just galvanized, or whatever you would want to call it, or is it the other way around? I can't remember. But yeah, obviously this one has right there, ouch, reclines, cord falling off. This cord has never been really used, so it's all stiff. They both have quick release doohickeys. Both have nice lower cord hooks. This one's actually more sturdy though. This one has it's ducked right here, and it's plastic, and it's not as contrast. They tried to kind of feather it out a little bit. This one is very, especially right there, underneath. Right here, it gets clogged a lot on my other one anyway, because I have two of these. But yeah. Who's there? Is there a Yi-chan? Yeah. Okay. This one, in terms of attachments, has a 5 pivoting dusting brush, which means you can pivot it to do like, means you can use it to like do your ceiling fan or something like that, or you can do literally the opposite of that and do this to get like underneath a piece of furniture or something, and then you usually just keep it like that for putting it on the vacuum. And then over here you've got your crevice tool, and then your double extension wand that turns into 2 basically. That's nice. I think these were like $140 brand new. This is a $130 vacuum now. I can't really, if you added those both to like current time, I don't remember, but how that works, how you do the math on that. But yeah, but this one also, this comes with the turbo brush as well. There's literally packing material inside the turbo brush. But yeah, this one has the handle on the switch. It's a push switch, and the switch is in the handle itself. This one is actually just a rod going from this plastic switch, a rod going down rocker switch. So the rocker switch is actually in here, and then there's just the rod and the handle going down to the rocker switch. So yeah, which I actually like, because it would make it way easier to replace the switch. This one you would have to take apart this handle completely, and then go up into here and make sure you get that very hard to find push-in switch, which you can never find anywhere locally anyways. These rocker switches are everywhere. But yeah, let's see here. This one got a very nice quality hose, and it's actually fairly long, and it's got the non-tip feature, which means it's mounted lower, which means it's not going to tip when you pull it. It'll kind of follow you in a very sloppy way. And it's just friction fit, which this one has not lost friction, considering I believe this is an 03. This one, and most newer Hoovers, have a clip. So if you do lose friction, you got the clip. This one also has this was kinked when I unboxed it. And I got this machine for free, so I'm not too concerned. But still, that's ridiculous. Look how bad that kink is. And there's no way of me getting it out. But anyways, you can see this hose stretches even better. The V2, you saw me, it makes it to about the door before it starts following me. This one, well, here I guess it's not really fair, but let's see how long it takes for it to start following me. Because that kind of gives you an idea of how long right there. Okay. So right about when I got to the 6594, this blue Bissell right there, in case you guys don't know your model numbers, which a lot of people don't. Matter of fact, the person I got that 6594 from doesn't really pay attention to models at all. Oh god, okay. Yeah. Cord clip. This one does not have a cord clip, and clearly it didn't break off. There's clearly no spot there would have been a cord clip. Dude, no. We're not playing this game. No. Hey. What are you doing? Yeah? But yeah, so, oh yeah, this is just on there. This little bracelet. But yeah, and this one's obviously got your two ducts, and it does look kind of cool, and it actually glides along the floor very nicely. It is actually a very maneuverable vacuum, believe it or not. It is not even that. It's lighter than my Ultravision Turbo. It's lighter, and it might actually, oh yeah, the V2 is by far lighter than this. So, yeah, which is weird because this looks like a more low machine compared to this, which just looks like the average machine that you see today, but in Hoover fashion. This does have a nice rubber grip on the inside, just to kind of like, I don't know, just give your hand a little bit more grip so they're not slipping around on the handle and causing dry skin. But this one actually has a very nice handle to use on it. You can kind of find a good way to use it. Sometimes I'll even go like that. I'll do that on this one sometimes too. Sometimes when I'm vacuuming, I will just literally use like this. Like I'm known for doing that. Yeah, you can tell I haven't dug into this one yet and greased everything because the spring in there is still creaky. But I'm not doing that until I start using it. My daily driver one doesn't do that because I've already taken it apart and greased everything, so it doesn't wear as quickly. But yeah. So, let's see what else. Oh yeah, this is older. This is made by TTI, which TTI makes Dirt Devil, Hoover, Heart, Hyper Tough, Royal, if I didn't say that already, and I think they might even own Org, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so yeah, and Black & Decker owns Eureka, DeWalt, Milwaukee, Makita, Porter Cable, lots of other brands. Black & Decker owns a lot. But yeah, let's see, what should I go on to now? Oh yeah, I was mentioning the fact that these older Maytag Hoovers. There might be GTI ones that have this, but I'm pretty sure there was more of a Magtag thing, is having your attachments in this little compartment right here. My mom mom thinks this is the vacuum that you would have seen in Star Wars, just because it is kind of like a goofy looking vacuum. What is your problem? Give me that look, whatever. Yeah, this one's just got a normal crevice tool. But I think from the factory this would have came with 2. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is just a random crevice tool I had the day I got this. This did not come with a crevice tool. Well, it did, but it was the wrong one. It was for Eureka. But it did come with all 3 of these, which I don't think this upholstery tool here is original either. But yeah, this one does not have a turbo brush. The green one that I could possibly be getting eventually from Brazevax if he doesn't sell it to someone else does have a green turbo brush. No, we're not playing this game. You're just going to want to come right back in. Shush. Yeah, guys, he does this little loopy thing where he will literally just walk out and go to the stairs right there and want to come right back in. We're not playing that game. No. But yeah, this one does have a system check indicator. You'd think humans would just be smart enough. You really don't need that. Shut up! Enough! Yes, good boy. But yeah, so this one sounds like a shark, and I believe it does have a motor in it that was made by the same company as it's a Shark Ninja motor, I believe. The company that makes motors for Shark and Phantom is with the motor that's in this, I believe, but I can't remember. But it's a very nice, well-built motor, just like Shark motors. No! Enough! Oh, shit. Alright. So, yeah. What the fuck? No. Stay under there. Let me finish this goddamn video. Okay. So, yeah, that's that. That's about it, I suppose. Oh, yeah, I was gonna show you. I have this little bag thing, which was actually an optional extra that you could get with the Hoover Wind Tunnel V2, which I find really cool. I wish you could get that with newer vacuums, newer bagless vacuums, because that would be awesome. But yeah, basically, this was like an extra, probably $100, to just be able to take your bagless system out and put the bag system in. So when we do the demo video for this, even though I just cleaned all this up, I took this apart and cleaned all this tubing up, I will maybe risk dirtying that up. I'll go over it with another vacuum first so it doesn't pick up much dirt. But to keep the bin clean at least, I can just easily slide this on into there. But this is actually a nice cloth Y HEPA bag. It seals on there nicely, and it seals right into the machine. So, yep, type Y. I have quite a few. What is your problem? What was that? But yeah, so I very much hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more. Peace.